Welcome to the synastry reading of Jimin and Taehyung. We already know Jimin and Taehyung are close friends. Their synastry or astrological compatibility shows why they are close friends. It reveals both their natural points of harmony and the tension that forces them to grow together. I want to start by talking about the overall energetic differences in their charts. Specifically, the fact that Jimin is air dominant with his Sun, Mercury in Libra and his Moon in Gemini. This makes him naturally social, adaptable, and communicative. His secondary strength is water with his Cancer rising and Scorpio, Venus, and Mars, which add emotional depth and capacity for introspection. The combination of air and water makes him both expressive and empathetic. He has the ability to put feelings into words that resonate, translating emotion into something logical and relatable. At core, Jimin cares deeply about equality and harmony in relationships. He thrives in environments where there is a fair give and take. If he senses imbalance, if he feels unappreciated, or that energy exchange isn't being matched, he can become protective, private, and self-preserving, sometimes withdrawing his warmth and emotional generosity as a way of rebalancing the scales. Taeyong, on the other hand, is Earth dominant with his Capricorn stellium. Earth gives him a pragmatic, grounded, and security-oriented outlook. Taeyong is deeply concerned with what is practical, efficient, and reliable. The melancholic undertone of strong earth placements can sometimes pull him into states of heaviness or hopelessness. His moon in Aries injects vitality and spark into his otherwise heavy earth nature, giving him bursts of fire and initiative. But at his foundation, Taeyong's energy is still about stability and effectiveness, measured steps towards building something enduring and real. For any type of relationships, including friendships, strong sun-moon contacts are especially important. A harmonious contact between the inner and the outer selves really helps establish understanding and harmony. Between Jimin and Taeyong, though, their sun and moon are in opposition. Jimin's sun in Libra faces off against Taeyong's moon in Aries. And when you scan their aspect grid, there's a lot of red representing squares and oppositions, signaling challenges and contradictions. This doesn't mean incompatibility, but it suggests that their bond requires effort, compromise, and sacrifice, shaping a friendship built through friction, not ease. Jimin's vitality thrives on fairness, dialogue, and openness. He's flexible and open to perspectives different from his own. Taeyong's moon, however, is self-directed. He filters life through how it makes him feel, and he's emotionally charged through action and reaction that is authentic and unapologetically him. The opposition here means that they see each other's differences clearly, but understanding and acceptance don't follow with ease. Jimin's flexibility often makes him the one who stretches further to meet Taehyung, while Taehyung can be more self-absorbed, less willing to compromise outside his immediate emotional lens. The Sun-Mars square adds another layer of friction. Jimin's sense of identity and vitality is at odds with the way Taeyong asserts himself and takes action. Jimin's Sun in Libra is social, diplomatic, and peace-seeking. Taeyong's Mars in Capricorn is ambitious, driven, and at times blunt or forceful. Mars in Capricorn is strong, determined, and often relentless. To Jimin, this can feel too harsh or controlling. To Taehyung, Jimin may seem indecisive, overly accommodating, or focus on appearances over results. There is common ground in a square aspect, though. Libra and Capricorn share cardinal modalities. Both are initiators, motivated to do and start things. But their approaches are different. Taeyong pushes Jimin to be more decisive and realistic, while Jimin encourages Taeyong to soften and see other viewpoints and possibilities. This tension creates sparks, sometimes conflict, but also momentum that prevents stagnation, which can be helpful in a working group dynamic like BTS. Jimin's Sun is square Taehyung's Mercury also. This shows that Jimin's core self and Taehyung's thinking style clash. They may occasionally misunderstand each other or butt heads over perspectives and opinions, but it's the type of aspect where friction actually deepens their bond because it forces dialogue and adaptation. But the moon square Saturn is one of the heavier contacts in their synastry. Jimin's moon in Gemini, which is light, communicative, playful, meets Taehyung's Saturn in Pisces, which can be restrictive, critical, or demanding without clear expectations. Taehyung may feel responsible for Jimin, or he unconsciously becomes the anchoring or parent figure, often calling the shots. Jimin can feel unsupported or judged when Taehyung imposes limits or acts coldly. But Saturn also makes their relationship serious. There is serious responsibility, shared burden, and constraints. They take on each other's struggles as their own, especially around family, work, or emotional matters. Handled with maturity, this aspect brings respect, commitment that grounds their friendship. Both Jimin's Sun and Moon connect with Taehyung's North Node. This makes Jimin more like a role model or guide for where Taehyung is headed in this life. This is a karmic contact. Even if Saturn gives Taehyung authority in the friendship, Jimin carries the blueprint for Taehyung's growth. Jimin embodies qualities that Taehyung is meant to integrate. There are also multiple contacts between Jimin's nodes and Taehyung's personal planets. This suggests a strong past life resonance. They've walked similar paths before and are continuing to evolve alongside each other. Despite all the tension, Venus provides sweetness. Jimin's moon trine Taehyung's Venus is especially healing. Jimin has a natural tenderness towards Taehyung, accepting his quirkiness with ease and flexibility. Both placements are in air signs, meaning they speak the same language. This creates an easy flow of trust and understanding, bringing warmth, playfulness, and emotional reward to the friendship. That lightness helps soften and balance the heavier Saturn-Moon tension. Mercury-Venus contact also helps. Taehyung genuinely enjoys Jimin's mind and the way he expresses himself. There's affection and care in the way they communicate with one another. Jimin's Mars in Scorpio forms stimulating and flowing aspects to Taehyung's Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. Mars-Mercury is lively, witty, fast-paced conversations that energize them both. Mars shows shared drive and rhythm. They act in sync, making them effective collaborators. Mars-Saturn trine shows that Taehyung helps Jimin ground his passion, while Jimin inspires Taehyung to act with more intensity and courage. These aspects make them reliable, action-oriented teammates. They energize one another while also motivating structure and discipline. There's a strong current of creative energy with Taehyung's Capricorn stellium aligning with Jimin's Uranus and Neptune right on the cusp of his 7th house. Jimin's Uranus and Neptune here shows that Jimin innately attracts partners and friends that are Uranian and Neptunian, quirky, original, sensitive, and otherworldly. And Taehyung fits naturally into this relationship pattern of Jimin. These placements suggest an immediate sense of recognition and resonance. It's very likely that when they first met, Jimin instinctively felt Taehyung was a friend, a person who belongs in his inner circle. Jimin and Taehyung's synastry is highly dynamic, full of squares and oppositions that generate friction, but also Moon, Venus, and Mars contacts that create affection, trust, and shared drive. Jimin pushes Taehyung to open his mind and soften his approach, while Taehyung grounds Jimin, teaching him resilience and steadiness. Their bond is also karmic, laced with past life resonance and shared experiences meant to stretch them both in this life. Their contradictions fuel growth, creativity, and mutual evolution, both as individuals and as friends walking a shared path.